following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign. Never following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Bad guys do real shit, no one can stop it. Walking in the shadows, always on the profit. Fast cars, big trains, living on the edge. Haters talking trash, but we ain't even faced. Just rebels with the cars, breaking all the rules. Bosses in the game, always playing it cool. Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn heads around. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign. Never following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Chasing that money, living for the thrill, aiming for the top, gotta make the kill. Street smart, no room for the weak. Cross us once, you'll feel the heat. Taking what we want, we don't ask for permission. Running with the wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on edge, no time for hesitation. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign. Never following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay.
Viewer discretion time.
Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, heel faction? Welcome back to Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. I'm Dark Cordz. That's Draven Grimes. We are joined once again by Snug Wrestling, and this is Weekend Wrestling, where we bring you the biggest stories from the previous week in wrestling. We'll get into it all right after this, and a promo for our newest members only, what was it, fucking series? Members only series. Here we go.
Cool! Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn heads around. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign. Never following the norm, always causing pain.
Beautiful night here on Glass Key, Seedy Thai Red Light District.
We got an overcast day here on Skull Island.
Underground Thai Arena, invitation only, Chinese warehouse.
Oh, we're starting strong with the foreign objects!
Oh, fake bitch slap. Oh shit, double bitch slap. You know, in Tyson's last match, we saw him a little bit hesitant to throw that right hand, but tonight he's looking like he's throwing that without question.
Oh, there's no fucks given right there about that right hand. Hey, notice his emotion never changes on his face.
Vince McMahon in the corner jerking off.
Blabbering like a fucking idiot over there. My joints find it hard to actually put this pose in order. We're gonna talk about that bullshit. You were off like 30 fucking minutes. Oh, he's got him up. Is he going for the F5? Maybe an attitude adjustment, a DVD?
I think it's the bad news slam, actually. God damn it, Elwood, what the fuck? If you got any matches you want us...
You bought him a phone?
Sit down. Don't move. God damn it. If you got any other matches we want to call, put them in the description. Alright, guys, we are back. How you doing, Edgar?
I'm doing good. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing good, man.
Yeah, can't complain too much. We're trying to get this trash of a year out of here so we can start anew.
Right.
Yeah.
You made it. Y'all made it.
Mm-hmm.
You made it,
New
for sure.
year, new us, guys. We got to be better people next year.
I don't know about
Right?
that.
No? Okay.
All right, so what are we going over first?
First, Let's talk about Jordan Grace, shall we? Because since we mentioned it is a new year, her TNA contract reportedly it's expiring soon, January 19th. Well, no, January 2025. So next month, her contract's set to expire, and she becomes a free agent. Jordan Grace, she's going to be facing Tessa Blanchard on the 19th. This could be her final match in TNA. There's no way that she's not going anywhere else besides WWE, right? Like at this point, she has to be heading to WWE, right?
Yeah, in my opinion, she definitely does. I mean, TNA she's become too big for TNA. She's an absolute amazing wrestler. If she was in one of the top 2 promotions, she would probably be PWI's #1 wrestler in the female division. She's amazing. Nobody can touch her strength. And yeah, when her contract's over, she needs to show up in the Royal Rumble once again, but as a roster member.
Or more or less at this point, she needs to use this as a bargaining chip to get the best deal she can from either company. Do I think she's going to show up in the Rumble? Absolutely, without question. She's going to be one of the biggest draws in that. If she ends up actually going over in it and actually winning that just solidifies that she's either signed a contract or she's well on her way to sign a contract. She's just on a handshake deal, which Sean and Hunter are very fucking good on that, and they're very fucking professional when it comes to handshake deals.
Absolutely.
As far as her chances to go in AEW, it's just not her style.
No.
There's a great women's division in AEW. There's a lot of great competitors besides Mercedes Moné because she's fucking dog water. But other than that, there's really it's just a clash of styles. It's not going to benefit her. So I can definitely see her in Rhea Ripley. I can see her in Bayley. I can see her in Charlotte Flair's rumored to be coming back soon. I can see all these matches happening and going over well. I see them can be co-main events on Blood and Money Manias, Crown Jewels, the Big Four, even the minor pay-per-views. So 100% I believe she's going to WWE, but if she's working the game like she's done before, she's going to be using that as a bargaining chip to see which one can bring up with the most money before she signs.
Well, I don't think there's any question who can bring up the most money. And I think with how well she's done in her appearances for WWE all the way up to this point, I think that it's I don't know, it's a foregone conclusion to me that she's switching to them. What about you, Edgar? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. It's especially after what she's done over on NXT. She's had great appearances. She was at the last Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot more things I feel like that she can do in the WWE, but man, the WWE could offer her more money, but there's things that, for example, AEW can offer that the WWE can't, that she might find intriguing, like the lighter schedule, the creative freedom. But man, she's just built for WWE, man. So I'm hoping that she takes that route. Now, if she does go to the WWE, are you guys thinking NXT or straight to the main roster?
There's no way she's going to NXT. Not at this point. She's already pretty much solidified that she can work the WWE style. And for guys coming from other companies into the WWE, they do a short stint at NXT for the most part. There's exceptions such as AJ Styles and stuff like that. But she's proven that she can work WWE style, and she's proven she can work it well. I see her going straight to the main roster, whether it be Raw or SmackDown. At this point, With a lot of the star power going to Raw for Netflix, they need to get some new talent over in SmackDown, and I believe that's where they could be putting her potentially if she signs.
Yeah, I don't know. I was hopeful for an AEW switch when her husband was there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, he's still signed with Ring of Honor right now, so.
But, you know, that things still haven't turned out well. I mean, on the AEW roster, it did not turn out well. So, I mean, I think that's pretty much, you know, to sum it up, the writing's on the wall, WWE bound.
So, fingers crossed, man. I hope so.
So let's call it now. If she goes to WWE, give us your dream match with Jordan, both of y'all.
Bianca Belair.
That's a good one.
See whose power is power is power.
Rhea Ripley, I would say.
Those are both good.
Who you got, Draven?
Becky.
What? For real?
What's always drawn better? Strength versus strength or strength versus speed?
Strength versus speed.
Exactly. David versus Goliath. Now, granted, they're probably about the same height and shit. But I'm telling you, Becky and Jordan could put on a hell of a banger. Not saying that the other your matches respectively couldn't do that.
Of course.
But that strength versus strength game, that's going to get tiresome pretty quickly. Whereas with somebody like Becky, she can show out a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it.
Yep.
All right, what you got next?
Closing thoughts on Jordan Grace, y'all. Anything else?
Bad as hell.
Subscribe to her OnlyFans.
Does she have one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just like bikini shots and her working out topless. But yeah, subscribe to it. Fuck it. Like $15 a month. Why not?
Damn.
Keeps him happy.
I don't subscribe. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
That's why.
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
No, but yeah, great talent. She's a generational talent for sure, and I can't wait to see where she ends up.
True.
Topless? That's crazy. Anyway, let's.
Damn it, man,
Edgar.
All right, Kofi Kingston, y'all. Okay. Let's go on. Let's move. Let's move forward. Kofi Kingston, we have to talk about him because it feels like it's just part of the thing that we do here every Tuesday. The weekly Kofi update of his shenanigans. He's getting more and more heat, but this guy took it a little bit farther this time around when his mama showed up, and his mom walked out on Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston posted a picture on X, a family picture during the holidays, and he like cropped out his mom or like crossed her off the picture, which got a lot of reactions on the internet. But yeah, more New Day, more Kofi Kingston shenanigans, and I gotta say, I'm really loving what they're doing with the New Day right now. But yeah, what did you guys think of Kofi's latest acts?
It seems to me there is some trouble in paradise. I'm loving
your accent.
In all seriousness, I've always wanted to see a heel Kofi, and I know we had that initial run with New Day, but it was just janky as fuck. This seems to be like a serious, down to earth New Day that I've been wanting to see forever and a day, so to speak. And to see the heel work that's coming out of it, I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it. I mean, I kind of felt that on a personal level when he posted a picture of him scratching out his mom, because I've gone through that phase in my life as well. I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it. I love how the promos with them are just straight fuck yous from everybody, whether it be babyface or heel. I mean, last week we had Dominic even basically tell him to fuck off. You had Jey Uso this week tell him to fuck off. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving the character work, but I want to see how this is going to affect them in ring. And I get it; they're building it up for them to actually do like a big run as a heel tag team. But I need to see where it's sitting because it's been so long since Xavier's worked as a heel. I mean, the last time he really worked heel was in TNA when he was doing the thing with Pac-Man Jones, and I was in like fucking 07.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And as far as Kofi goes, I mean, he's always been like the baby face, regardless if he was heel or baby as far as where he sit in the roster. I want to see some diabolical shit from these two. I want to see them kind of get away from the New Day shit. As far as like the colorful time, I want to see like a down to earth Kofi and Xavier. That's what I want to see from this, and I'm hoping I get to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I like the pettiness of what's going on. I've never been the biggest fan of the New Day or any of their members. Not that they're not good, not that they can't go, not that they don't have good characters. It's more along the lines of their personas just don't grab me. Like they just don't do it for me. So I'm enjoying the pettiness, and if they come up with something that's gonna draw me in, so be it. But it's not. They've never been like high on my radar anyway.
Yeah. For me, they've always kind of seemed like just that reliable mid-card tag team. You know what I mean? Same with like Ziggler, same with Miz. Like they just fat in that little area, so to speak, on the roster. And to see where this is going, I'm excited for it. I want to see something new, more or less.
Yeah, 100%. When it comes to the New Day, they've had a couple of matches during like the holiday tour and the live events. Not any TV matches. Their first TV match as a heel in a tag team match, I believe, is going to be on the first Raw on Netflix versus the LWO.
Oh god.
Rey Mysterio versus whoever Rey Mysterio decides to pick out of that group.
Oh, don't tell me they're going to put Pentagon in that spot.
God, I hope. Do not.
I did not even think about that. Holy shit.
If
That
that
could be
happens,
a big possibility because
if
they
that
didn't.
happens, then the WWE, if they do that, the WWE should have to get rid of all of their Mexican talent. All right, because that is the worst fucking booking. The laziest fucking booking could be to bring back the LWO and put every fucking Latino in there. It's lazy ass booking. It's bullshit, and it just goes. Not that it's going to happen, but if it does, it goes to show you why they drop the ball with every foreign wrestler they bring in. Well, not Gunther, but every Latino and every Japanese wrestler they bring in is bullshit.
I would not be surprised if they did that because on that Raw segment, when Rey Mysterio challenged the New Day finally, Xavier Woods said, okay, which one of these Rey Mysterio cosplayers are you going to pick? Rey Mysterio didn't say who. So now I'm starting to worry, y'all.
Let me cook for a second. Let me cook. So what if that does happen? What if Pentagon is the surprise tag team partner? Okay? But what if when it comes to the hot tag, Pentagon attacks Rey?
That
He's
would be much
always
better.
been better as a heel to me.
Pentagon has to be a heel. I mean, he needs to bring back Pentagon Dark from Lucha Underground.
Mm-hmm.
And not Pentagon Mascura, not the bullshit, like Pentagon Dark. Like that sadistic motherfucker. He needs to be that in the WWE.
Yeah, we need a good, reliable, and I don't want to say this because I have so much respect for him, but they don't have any mid-card good fucking heels. And that would be a good place for him to start and build up his rep in the WWE. Because let's call it what it is. We all know when Rey Fenix's extension on his AEW contract is over, he's getting signed over there too, and they're going to do tag team shit. So why not go ahead and set a good foundation as a fucking heel lucha tag team?
Yeah.
I mean, every other lucha basically, other than whatever the fuck his goddamn name is, over on SmackDown with his 2 fucking delinquent boys.
Old King Cuerno.
Yeah, that guy. Are fucking baby faces. We need something different. It's something fresh. And I legitimately feel that Penta versus Ray at Mania, because we've seen him on Lucha Underground, they fucking killed it in Lucha Underground. Give us that matchup with those fucking competitors and that style of a fucking match. You're going to fucking, not saying it's not already fucking sold out, but you're going to put more eyes on the brand nationally with the Latino community, the Puerto Rican community, so on and so forth. I would love to fucking see that.
And if those of you who have only watched AEW or the American promotions have never seen Phoenix be a heel, Lucha Underground, the last couple of seasons, he was a evil motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great heel. He was whoever that hottie ring announcer was. He was like stalking her. Like he was. It works.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are great heels.
What you think, Edgar?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with Penta. I was surprised to see that it's just him by himself. So it's going to be interesting to see because everyone, as soon as the announcement went out, the commercial, they played the image and it was Penta's mask. Everyone automatically said he's going to have to wrestle Rey Mysterio, or he's going to have to go after Rey Mysterio. And right away, that's like the name that kept popping up. I'm still kind of surprised. I don't know. Maybe this is just me. I was expecting him to go to NXT first. Don't you think?
No,
because
never.
he's worked with enough American promotions, whether it be with AEW, he's done stuff in TNA with a lot of guys that do WWE's type producing as far as matches are concerned. So he knows how to work it. And I've heard it through the grapevines too that they were shocked that he didn't wait for Phoenix to get out of his contract. Well, let's look at it from this point. Penta's hot as fuck right now as a free agent. 11 months from now, when Phoenix is a free agent as well, that heat, so to speak, is going to be off of Penta. He's just going to be another fucking luchador. And that's not what they need. They need to capitalize on this fucking popularity of Pentagon. Let him go out there, do his thing. Let him be a fucking badass heel. And say, if you do want him to be a fucking babyface, turn him a babyface fucking, I don't know, September, October, towards the end of it. You know, start having him have a fucking group of guys, fucking Judgment Day. Fucking, assuming they fucking last that long. Fucking, start ganging up on him. That fucking opens the door for fucking Rey Fenix to come in and make the save.
All right, for you guys listening, there's fucking fireworks going on outside.
I thought it was Batista.
So if you hear pops, that's what it is. Yeah, Edgar, any final thoughts on this? I think they could do a good job of like doing the Kevin Nash intro, like when he first showed up at WCW, like Penta's into some shit, and all of a sudden there's Ray.
There's Raven.
Yeah, there's Phoenix, behind the bad guys or something. I think he could pull something like that off.
I'm good with that.
And
sorry to really tear this into a tangent. I know this was supposed to be Kofi and Xavier's thing, but the door was open and I had to open the conversation because it's WWE style booking for them to do some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Boy. The more I think about it, the more I think you guys are right, man. I think he's gonna end up being Ray's partner versus the New Day. I don't know how I feel about that, but
if they run it the way I want them to and have him turn on Ray mid-match, I'm fucking all for it.
Yeah,
give him that initial babyface pop for his debut, and then just let him go to town as a heel.
Yeah. Well, before we head on to our next story, let's throw it to a commercial or two. Havoc Energy Drink is the energy drink for gamers and streamers by gamers and streamers. Not only does it have the B vitamins and caffeine that you're used to in your energy drinks, but it also has a healthy dose of creatine for mental acuity to help you win that next game or focus through that next stream. Go to tryhavocenergy.com and enter the code HSP10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Again, that's tryhavocenergy.com, the code HSP10 at checkout for 10% off your order for the greatest energy drink ever.
Yeah.
All right. And, I guess we're still on the 3 months free at Amazon Music Unlimited. Use the link in the description and you can get your first 3 months off a new Amazon Music Unlimited subscription. It's only $9.99 after that, and you can cancel it anytime. Get unlimited access to over 100 million songs at the click of a button. Get your first 3 months on the Heel Shit podcast. All right.
Yeah, buddy.
What you got, Edgar?
There we go.
What you got, Edgar?
Oh, my bad.
You
No,
good?
you're good, man.
Good, buddy.
So when it comes to like new wrestlers, we're talking about like the WWE. This guy's not really a new wrestler, but he feels like it because we don't ever get to fucking see him at all in the WWE.
Mhm.
But he is still part of the WWE roster. You guys remember Omos or Omos? Amos?
Oh my.
That guy, he's still part of the WWE, but we
Mhm.
never see him. We don't see him on NXT. We don't see him on SmackDown. We don't see him on Raw. But he is scheduled to make an appearance the beginning of the new year in Japan. He's gonna be wrestling in Pro Wrestling Noah in a tag team match with Jack Morris, I believe, is his tag team partner for the GHC Tag Team Championship belts. And this match is actually taking place tomorrow on Wednesday. So
Go Zero.
we haven't seen Omos in the WWE since like before WrestleMania. I think his last appearance was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And he goes to wrestle in Japan of all places. How do you guys feel about him not wrestling in the WWE, but he gets to go overseas and wrestle in Japan?
So I agree with that. For Omos, he's never needed to be a week-to-week talent. In my opinion, he needs to be that special attraction, similar to how Andre was in the territory days. Show up only when it matters, when it's needed, and for him to be over there in Japan, I think is what's best for him right now, because they can teach him that less is certainly more. They can teach him how to work like Big Van Vader, like fucking Brody, like fucking Andre, like every giant that's come through in the last 50 years.
Giant Baba.
Excuse you.
Yes.
Gesundheit.
Yes. But him too.
Yes, him too. It's a great learning experience. We had Nightshade on here 2 weeks ago, I believe, and she also explained, because she is of a bigger stature for being a female, that there is a lot of people that have helped her understand the psychology of working as a bigger person as opposed to a smaller, more American style of wrestling. So this is a great opportunity for him. Just because you haven't seen him wrestle on TV doesn't mean he's not been working. He was on 6 Feet Under with Undertaker and his co-host, and he made it very clear that just because you're not seeing him on TV doesn't mean he's not down at the Performance Center every day, running the ropes, working on stuff, helping the younger talent somehow, some way, with the bigger guys, trying to, you kind of get it. I mean, he's kind of got Undertaker's kind of wavelength right there, and they actually do have a lot of like-mindedness when it comes to working. So he's kind of been bestowing that knowledge that he's learned from guys like Kane, like Taker, like Paul White, like Mark Henry, and trying to help these younger big talents, so to speak, down there in the Performance Center. I think this is a good way to bring him back to television, bring him back at the Rumble, and only use him as a special attraction. As a heel, do not fucking talk. Go in there, murder motherfuckers. You understand? Have him be Adam Pearce's punishment for motherfuckers. Turn Adam Pearce heel as a general manager. Because right now we basically have two babyface general managers.
True.
And you know, granted, Nick Aldis runs like a more corporate, straightforward show, whereas Adam Pearce runs like a more chaotic style on Monday nights. I think turning Adam Pearce heel and putting Omos with him, kind of like how they had Baron Corbin as like the go-to guy to fucking fix the authorities' issues, that will work well for him. And I'm not saying put him out there every week in a 2-minute squash. But if you fuck up bad enough, say let's take the Drew McIntyre situation right now. He's fucking out of control.
Yeah.
What if fucking Omos just went in there and fucking booted him and hit him with a choke slam? You gonna fucking sit there and you're gonna listen now, or you gonna keep fucking up? I think that would be the best way for it to fucking work with him. But as far as working in Japan, great fucking honor. I know I would fucking kill to have that opportunity to learn from those guys, to work in front of those people. And he's got, you know, another WWE guy, Shinsuke Nakamura. He's also working that show on New Year's. So it's not like he's there by himself. He has somebody there from the WWE system that can help him through it, that's fluent with Japanese culture, and he's going to fucking do fine. Mm-hmm. I'm actually looking forward to when that match is released. I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch it and see how it is.
Yeah, I think he's better suited as a New Japan wrestler, as a Japanese talent. I mean, the amount of money that his size would bring in. I mean, you heard back in the 90s, guys like Scott Norton, who weren't that much bigger than me. He was a lot thicker than I am, but yes. he wasn't much taller than me, if at all. And he was making millions. Yes. They paid back then much better than the American companies did.
Correct.
I mean, so you send, you know, an experienced huge man like that over there, he could just dominate.
Dude, could you imagine Omos in Japan in the late 80s, early 90s? He would be the name from America. Yeah. Love it. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the match with Shinsuke. I'm interested to see how he's portrayed over there, because I know typically a part of the agreement is that they got to portray him like they do on WWE television. That's how they've been doing AJ the past couple of times. That's not Shinsuke in Japan. Like King of Strong style. That's who he needs to be. So I'm looking forward to both matches. I'm looking forward to the whole show in general. The New Year's shows are always top notch. We got Wrestle Kingdom coming up this weekend, I believe. Wrestle Dynasty, something like that.
Wrestle. Some or fucking other. I don't
know. The January 4th show for New Japan, and that's always their WrestleMania. That's always their biggest show. They show out the most there, and I will be watching that very intently.
Wrestle Kingdom, the AEW one's Wrestle.
I guess the part that I don't understand is no, I get that what you guys are saying, that Omos should be a special attraction. He's not a week to week name on the card, but in order for him to feel special, they have to use him at least, I don't know, not once a year, maybe a couple times a year, 3, 4, not even that. He was literally on TV once the entire year of 2024. So I don't know how he's supposed to feel special if they never fucking use him. Second of all, why don't they? Third of all, I read a few articles that are like calling him a veteran, the veteran Omos, and I'm like, how is he a veteran?
So
I don't
that
know. I
kind of
don't
falls
understand
back
that.
to Jim Ross and Jim Cornette's way of thinking. How can I miss you if you don't go away? Go away and learn a new hold. That's like territory style thinking, and I can see why they did that, because the last time you saw him, it fell flat. Nobody gave a shit about his size, his stature, his physicality. Nobody fucking cared. And I mean, to me, even the last time I saw him, I was still thinking like he was AJ's crony, like like when he brought in. And I know they've been separated forever at this point. For me, if this was my company and I sent him over there, I would take this opportunity, like I said, to repackage him. So when he does come back, say at the Rumble, they can pull from that he had a full tour of Japan. You know, even though if it's one show, he had a tour of Japan. He's come back. He has this new mindset, this new attitude, and
a new finisher. Like they could do a lot with him.
He don't even need a new finish, dude. Just give him the two-handed choke bomb. He's that size. Like, I mean, he's better than fucking Khali, but he's like 7'3" for shoot. So you give him the two-handed choke bomb, that's an 8-foot pickup and drop for 90% of the roster. He's a lot more athletic than a lot of the big guys they've had come in, such as Khali, such as fucking, what the fuck is that one dude's name that fucked up the Undertaker streak? Giant Gonzalez. He actually knows how to work his size and work his stature.
Hey, watch it.
I'm sorry. I know that's on your Mount Rushmore, and I do not apologize for talking shit about Giant Gonzalez or Logan Paul.
If Omaz wants to get over, he should watch some Giant Gonzalez tapes.
Hey, I think you should bring back the outfit.
I know what you're getting for Christmas next year.
Giant Gonzalez outfit?
Yes. So, yeah.
No, fuck that. I want the Giant Gonzalez outfit. Find it.
I'm at the break into Connecticut, but I'll make it happen.
All
right. So, as far as your concerns, I can understand where you're coming from. But from a booking standpoint, that's how I look at 90% of this shit. This is the perfect opportunity because he's been under contract. He's been working at the Performance Center. He's been honing his craft. This is a good opportunity for him to go out there and make a name for himself outside of WWE and then bring it back. Otherwise, why the fuck you got him under contract and, you know, still paying him all this money when you got talents that you've released that have athletically been a lot fucking better.
Exactly.
Make the best of the bad situation.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is they have him there for a reason. They're gonna use him for something, and maybe 2025 is gonna be the year of Omos.
I wouldn't go that far, but he's definitely going to make an impact in some way, shape, or form this year if they're pulling the trigger on a Japan tour.
Okay, that's what I meant to say.
Cool. So what you got next, buddy?
All right, this is the one that just happened last night. Mm-hmm. The last final segment of Monday Night Raw, the face-off that everyone is talking about. CM Punk went face-to-face with Seth Rollins. Are you Team Seth? Are you Team CM Punk? Me personally, I'm Team CM Punk,
well,
but Rollins...
Before we get too deep into that, let's throw it to our last commercial break because I know Draven wants to cook on this.
Oh, we're going to cook tonight!
Let's go.
We will be right back.
Vodka, Ball, Castell. Indulge in the Redvolution.
Beautiful night here on Glass Key, CB Thai Red Light District.
We got an overcast day here on Skull Island.
Underground Thai Arena, invitation only, Chinese warehouse.
They're starting strong with the foreign objects!
Oh, fake bitch slap. Oh shit, double bitch slap. You know, in Tyson's last match, we saw him a little bit hesitant to throw that right hand, but tonight he's looking like he's throwing that without question.
Oh, there's no fucks given right there about that right hand. Hey, notice his emotion never changes on his face.
Vince McMahon in the corner jerking off.
Blabbering like a fucking idiot over there. My joints find it hard to actually put this pose in order. We're going to talk about that bullshit. You were off for like 30 fucking minutes. Oh, he's got him up. Is he going for the F5? Maybe an attitude adjustment, a DVD?
I think it's the Bad News Slam, actually. God damn it, Elwood. What the fuck? If you got any matches
Elwood
you
has a
want to...
You bought him a phone?
Sit down. Don't move. God damn it. If you got any other matches we want to call, put them in the description. And we are back. All right, so Punk Rollins. I gotta say, that promo was fucking ridiculous. That was probably the best promo in a long time. You know, back and forth promo.
That was the best promo this year.
It might have been. They both cut deep. It's personal, and I like it.
Yeah, for me, the callbacks to the Colt Cabana podcast, the callback to when Austin took his ball and went home, the callback to the fucking Kendrick Lamar fucking line. I sent it to you earlier, where Becky or where Seth says something about his wife staying home to raise a kid, something you know nothing about. That was ripped off a fucking Kendrick Lamar song. That was a deep fucking cut. But let's get to what we're going to be talking about. The comment that was made, and let's kind of set this up. This is coming from Seth going through all the things about not raising a kid, your previous employer, blah blah blah. And one of the first things that was said was something along the lines, and don't quote me on this because I'm so fucking full of caffeine, I can't think too fucking straight right now. But it was one of those things of, I loved where I work. I just did not like who was in charge, but he loved you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people saying that's a jab at Vince. Personally, I'm saying that's a jab at Tony. For the simple fact, leading up to that line, they were just talking about him being in the competition and coming back. Can anybody disagree with that?
Yes.
Talk to me.
Why would Tony Khan love Seth Rollins?
Because he's a fucking amazing competitor and he loves a lot of fucking wrestlers that are on the WWE roster. He's made it very fucking clear. He said, and Seth was one of the names dropped. Well, Kobe was one of the names that was dropped when AEW first started in 2019. That's one of his dream people to fucking sign. He would love to sign Kobe.
Kobe
Is Seth's real name.
Oh, I thought it was
not Kobe.
No, I thought it was Tyler Black. Is that?
No, Tyler Black was his indie gimmick name.
Oh, I thought it was his real name. Okay.
You fucking Mark.
But I mean,
yeah, I just I took that more like he was talking about Vince because he said I loved where I worked. I just hated the person that was running it because I'm pretty sure at the and he loved you, which I think during that time was Seth Rollins like in NXT.
No, let me add some fuel to the fire. In 2014, when he left, he was just ending the Shield, going into the Authority thing. They were wrapping up with the Shield, and then going into 2015, they ended the Shield, and Seth was doing the Authority thing as WWE champion. Blah 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 blah. Money in the Bank. Blah 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 blah. But if we go back to the Colt Cabana podcast that we referred to when we were doing your Hell in a Cell review, he made it very clear at the end of his first run in WWE, he hated the company. He hated everything and everyone about it. He made that very clear. And during that promo, he said, I loved where I worked. I just didn't like who was in charge. He's made it very clear. He loved working in AEW, but at the fucking EVPs and the fucking Smart Mark Talents and fucking Tony made it fucking miserable for him. So
you know
all
how,
that put together is how I've come to the conclusion, and it's not just me, it's a lot of guys online who fucking did a deep cut and a deep dive on this shit that's saying that was a jab at Tony Khan more than Vince McMahon.
I have a question about that. So you know how the Elite, they go back with like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes. Is Tyler Black or Seth Rollins in that list too?
No,
because I can see that if you know, if they were all buddies with Seth Rollins, like the AEW guys.
No, as far as Seth and the Bucks were concerned, they were mutual. They got along, but they weren't like buddy. They weren't friends. Because remember, when the Bucks were starting to work ROH shows in 2010, Seth just left Ring of Honor for FCW. So he was doing his own thing. So he never really got to be like close with them, such as Kenny, such as Cody when he went to the Indies and stuff like that. So he was never close with the Elite. Does that make sense? I mean, he was close with Cody because he worked so close with Dusty. But other than that, he has no ties to the fucking Elite.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so just really quick, I'll let Dart get his 2 cents in. I know he has a lot to say about this. That's one of the reasons why I love CM Punk promos so much, because people get really into what he's saying. Oh no, he meant this. Oh no, he meant that. But the point is, he gets people talking about what he's saying. No matter if you're right or wrong, that's the whole point. And also, on the other hand, you have Seth Rollins, who he brings up a lot of good points, and he has all the CM Punk haters backing him up. Even like the people that don't like the WWE or like our hardcore AEW fans are like, see, Seth Rollins is right. CM Punk has been the cancer. He left us. He left the WWE. He did this. He did that. So you got those CM Punk haters siding with Seth Rollins. And I think this is just so fucking great, the way that they're doing this. Seth Rollins is doing a really good job by breaking down CM Punk's credibility as being like this nice hero, lovable guy. And, you know, CM Punk, he's pretty much from what I'm understanding, he's like defending himself in all of this, right? Or what do you guys think?
To me, the deep jab towards Seth last night in that promo was he wasn't necessarily defending himself to Seth. He was giving an explanation to the audience. And he made it clear, I didn't abandon the fans. I just abandoned you because of what you chose to do. Now, we can get the smart marks in there, and we can have the CM Punk haters in there. But I want to preference this. He left at the very beginning of 2015. Right after that, the WWE product became dog shit.
It was kind of hard to watch, yeah.
Yes. Now, granted, they did the best they could with what talent they had. And I'm not saying CM Punk was the reason why it became dog shit, but WWE started falling down that hole of complacency, and they just felt whatever they put on TV was the best thing. And yes, that's 105% Vince's fucking fault.
Yeah, because there was no competition at the time.
Yes.
It was,
and at the time, I mean, we've all had previous employers. Correct. We've all been fired for what we believe was not the right reason. And we've all talked shit about previous employers before, wishing fucking the company was shut down or what have you. So from that standpoint, I can understand at the time why he said what he said on the Colt Cabana podcast and why he felt how he felt, especially getting fired on his wedding day via FedEx.
Right.
That would have a huge chip on my shoulder, and I would talk so much smack about my employer doing something that fucking petty, knowing that that was the day, and not even mentioning that they had a conversation via text the day before. Hey, I'm getting married tomorrow. Can I call you as soon as I get back and we can talk? He had that text message conversation with Triple H, which Triple H has confirmed that happened. But Vince fucking went over Hunter's head and went ahead and released him.
Yeah,
so
people forget about that.
I can't blame Punk for, at that point in time, being so sour on the company. That's all I'm saying.
No, I get you. I'm trying to follow your lead on this talking about Tony thing. Has he said that he other than this, that he enjoyed his time in AEW.
Yes.
Did he?
The interview he had earlier this year with the fuck is his that
Ariel Helwani?
That guy. He made it very clear. He enjoyed his time in AEW, especially working with fucking Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Working with Hangman Page before Hangman started doing stupid shit and he had to go on the fucking cuff. He enjoyed his time in AEW. It's just the fucking EVPs and the uppers that just made it fucking miserable for him in the end.
So, what is he just? He's obvious. Being cynical and petty, I would say that he's just not a team player.
Oh, we've already known that. We've known that for
And
years.
he needs it to be his way. So I don't know. I mean, we all know how big of a piece of shit Vince is.
Yeah. Taking a dump over there in the corner.
But I mean, maybe he's just unmanageable. I mean, the honeymoon is still there with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
H is brand new to being his boss. Do we think that it's going to come down once again to Hunter, him having to do what Hunter says and not being pleased with it, and then he hauls balls again?
So I think with this time around, because they made a big deal about his contract negotiations leading up to him actually signing that night, somewhere in that contract, you got to think there's some creative freedom there, so he can have that say-so to say yes or no. And because of that, if he does have that, there's probably some clause in there that says within reason, you can say yes or no. But at the bottom line, if we need you to do it, fucking do it. But everything he's doing now, he's fucking loving. He's basically said, I've had no issues working anybody on this roster because everybody wants to see everybody get better. Whereas in AEW, he said a lot of the boys were for just the boys. They just wanted that cheap pop for each other. They didn't want anything to get better as far as a show themselves. It's like day and night to Punk. And I get that, especially with the professions that we've worked in. I mean, we go and work a place like WWA or LCCW, and it's complete and fucking dumpster fire. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on until like basically right before a curtain call. And then you got places like fucking New Wave, like DCCW, like USWA, where everything is almost down to the minute. Now you have some say-so about what you're going to do. But when you get there, it's Draven and Dark. You two are working these two guys, and y'all have 8 minutes from bell to bell. You have a minute for your intro. If you want to cut a promo, let us know now so we can give you 30 seconds. But at the 8-minute mark, we need the pinfall. Whereas you go to somewhere that has no fucking structure, I don't care. I'll give you 10 minutes, but if you go 20, fuck it. I don't care.
Where do you think he works like that at? I mean, the TV shows, if you're talking about AEW, they're as produced down to the minute as WWE shows are.
Not necessarily. They've made it very clear there is no fucking meetings. There's no fucking structure other than, all right, you were working this guy and you got this time. Other than that, fucking go for it.
I mean, they might not agent every match down to every turn, which I think is ridiculous that WWE does. But as far as time goes, they know when the commercials are. They know when the segments have to end. I mean, it's not like they're just out there if two jackasses wanted to go 60 minutes if they wanted to and no one would say shit about it. I mean, I don't see that might play at some bullshit place that doesn't have TV, but it doesn't play with TV.
I mean, let's look at it from the fucking booking standpoint, my guy. I mean, yes, you love AEW booking, and that's the fucking thing for a lot of people. But it's proven that if you give the boys too much leeway, you give them too much freedom, it gets shit.
Yeah, but you're acting like everybody has freedom, and it's not like that. I mean, John Moxley has freedom. Copeland has some freedom. So a few of them do.
Dude,
But
Ricky Starks went on the CVV podcast and basically said everybody can do whatever the fuck they want as long as Tony says yes, and Tony always says yes.
Why isn't he on TV? Why hasn't he said
The
yes to
same-
Ricky Starks?
The same reason that he's not on fucking television, dude. He's getting punished for the fucking shit, siding with CM Punk and fucking siding with Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
I mean, we went through this a few weeks ago.
Well, I mean, when wrestling promotions stop punishing their talent for getting out of line, then we can talk about AEW being different. But I can't tell you until there's a 40-year history of him treating talent like shit when they do something wrong, like Vince, then I don't really care.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's his money. They're not a public company. It's a private company. Sorry.
Yeah, you got a fair point, and you're right to you're entitled to your opinion, just like I am, just like everybody out there is. I'm just saying, I've seen it too many times, not only from television, from independents. If there's not structure, it's gonna fall down, and that's kind of the way I feel with AEW right now. They're stalled. Their momentum stalled. They're losing their audience. Granted, they're probably going to get a nice little bump with Max coming up tomorrow night, actually. Tomorrow night's the first Dynamite on Max. So they're probably going to get a nice little bump in the ratings there. But other than that, it's probably going to stall out again in fucking 3-4 months.
Their ratings have been going up for the past few weeks again.
I'm not talking about from the past few weeks. I'm talking from the past 3 years. They've had a steady decline in their ratings.
For the first 2 or 3, 4 years, they were always above 800,000.
Bro, 2022, they couldn't get above 800,000. 2023, they couldn't get over 700,000 except for special shows.
What? Who have you been
Cage
reading?
Match. Cage Match has the shit broke down weekly, monthly, and yearly.
Okay.
Their ratings are not as good as everybody thinks they are.
Cage Match also, yeah. Tell me what WrestleNomics says, and then we'll have a discussion about it.
You know what? Matter of fact, since we got the Raw Netflix next week, let's do the next HSP, the AEW episode that we've been talking about doing, and we'll bring everything to the table. Why not?
All right.
Oh, hey Edgar, I forgot you were here. My bad.
It's all good, dude. I'm just glad I get to be a fly on the wall for this, dude. This shit's funny.
AEW is one of those few things that we don't totally agree on, even though we're going to go to fucking Collision at the end of the fucking month. But that's the thing about us. We can have this disagreement and still be cool on the other side, much unlike a lot of fuckers on the internet today.
Mm.
Yeah, no, that's good, man.
So what do you think about? Obviously, the topic was CM Punk Rollins. What is
Yeah, I wanted to bring up something about that really quick, Dark. I don't think that they're gonna have the same issues down the line with CM Punk. I don't think CM Punk is gonna, take his ball and go home again, because I see Triple H giving CM Punk everything that he wanted, which is the main event at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think?
But
CM
are you
Punk will
thinking
get
that? I mean, that one match isn't going to satiate his however many years he's signed for. I mean, okay, he gets it this year. How many years did he sign for? 5? So how are they going to satiate him for the entire time?
It kind of. Go ahead, Edgar.
I mean, if it's not this year, he's gonna get it eventually before he decides to end his career. I think it's like it's only a matter of time, dude. I mean, a lot of people want to see it. A lot of people have been waiting to see Punk in main event WrestleMania. I don't know.
I think this will be the year. I think he will main event WrestleMania. But I think that's the money shot he's been waiting for the past 20 years, and then what happens? Hey, Kenneth, thank you so much, brother.
For me, this has to do with time. Yes, he signed a 5-year deal, and we're a year into it. Now, remember, the original plan was Seth versus Punk world title last year at Mania before all the injuries and shit occurred. So, for me, he has a lot more time behind him than he does in front of him, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to know he's going to go down in injury again in another 6-7 months? He's already torn his bicep twice. He's torn his Achilles tendon. I mean, he's at that age where his body just can't keep up with the rigorous schedule of full-time competing. For me, it's just one of those things where if you don't pull the trigger on it now, next year may not come. You know what I mean? And for him to finally get that moment, and once he gets that moment, he wins the title, loses the title, whatever. From there, he can be that veteran that gets the younger talent over, gives them that push, and build them up. And I think he's in a great position to start doing that. We just got to get him past Mania.
Yeah, but I do think, I think this will be the year, and I'm sure a title will be on the line.
Well, it's got to be the world title at this point.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he's going to get that moment. I don't think he has the track record of falling in line, even if he gets everything that he wants. But that's just me.
Works for me.
What do you think, Edgar?
To be honest, Dark, I couldn't even hear what you were saying.
Oh, what did I say? I just said that I think this will be the year that he main events, and the world title will be on the line, I'm sure. But I just don't know long term if that one moment is going to make him fall in line for the next 3 to 5 years. I mean, that's the only thing I see.
I mean, it should, man. That's what he's been wanting for this whole entire time. That's why he left. One of the reasons why he left the WWE. Also, I also think the match at Mania, because remember, Mania's 4 months away. I see this feud with Seth Rollins going until Mania, and maybe they build up this feud with Rollins so much that it can maybe be the main event, at least for one night for this WrestleMania. And then after that, they can start moving, thinking of putting the belt on CM Punk.
Yeah. We roughly covered that actually last night on HSP, where we've both kind of come to an agreement where even though this match is happening, it's not a no disqualification, it's just a straight one-on-one match. For the feud to continue, and this is what I'm calling out, it's going to either have the match thrown out because the referee loses control, or it's going to be a double count out, a double disqualification, something like that, for it to progress to the next chapter of this story. And the next chapter for me, I believe, is the Royal Rumble match. And I know the heavy favorite's John Cena right now, but for me, from a booking aspect, for them to get this story over, because John Cena doesn't necessarily need to be in the main event of WrestleMania this year. He does need to be in the top card. I'm not going to disagree with that. We know who we want for that. But for this, it makes the most sense for this story for either CM Punk or Seth Rollins to win the Rumble. Whoever doesn't win the Rumble, go to Elimination Chamber, which is the next pay-per-view following, have him win the world title in an Elimination Chamber match. That way it still makes Gunther look strong, but it doesn't necessarily put him down any. And Gunther can come back in the world title picture after Mania if needed. So that would set up CM Punk and Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship main event night 1. And again, it doesn't have to be CM Punk winning the Rumble. It could be Seth Rollins winning the Rumble. And just flip-flop that thing. But for me, for the most sense, especially with how Seth Rollins being portrayed as, he's a martyr at this point. He's trying to rid the WWE of a cancer. It makes sense for CM Punk to win the Rumble, get that ride straight to WrestleMania. He doesn't have to risk injury too much. And for Seth to be so focused on getting CM Punk out of WWE, he's willing to get into the Elimination Chamber, risk injury, win the World Heavyweight Championship, and be champion going into WrestleMania. So it's an all or nothing thing. If he can't beat Punk for the world title, if he can't retain the world title, then everything's for naught. If CM Punk wins the world title at WrestleMania, his dream comes true. If Seth Rollins can defeat CM Punk, he's attained his goal. He's made sure WWE is safe from CM Punk, so to speak. CM Punk can go away for a couple months because he's the kind of person we don't need on TV every week.
Right.
They made that very clear after Hell in a Cell. He can basically work what we call the Brock Lesnar schedule or the Roman Reigns schedule, where he can come back every couple months, set up a feud, and at some point, we got to have CM Punk versus John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that could be a good one for SummerSlam. Again, we want John Cena and Randy Orton at WrestleMania. It's got to happen. There's no other way around that at this point.
Unless it's a title match.
I don't see Cena going into a title match. Like I said, and I know Cena would probably be against this, but for me personally, his last match to retire needs to be winning the 17th world title.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little last night. How do you think Cena is going to get his 17th, and when would you think that would happen? If you think that would happen.
Damn it, dude. 17, huh? I don't think so, man. I don't think he needs to set that record in the WWE. So for what? So he can say I'm one of the best in the world. I mean, we
Well,
already know he is.
the most decorated of all time would be. I think if they're gonna do it for anybody, it needs to be Cena.
Yeah, because Roman's got the longest reign.
Yeah.
So why not
Yeah,
give
you're
Cena
right.
the most reigns?
But I also think that knowing Cena and knowing how he likes to give back, I think he would much rather put someone over on his way out and say, so
I
that
believe
person
that
can
too.
be.
That's why my thought was him winning it and then losing it. Because I think he has to lose his last match unless I don't know. He's gonna put, like you said, he's gonna put somebody over. So I don't think winning the title can be his last match. But I definitely would like to see him get it. It's gonna have to be the world title, obviously.
For me,
But it's
yeah,
still
for me-
going to be the 17th World Championship, which makes him the most decorated of all time.
Yeah.
yeah, see, for me, I was never really big on Cena, dude. So I honestly, dude, either way, for me, it's the same thing. If he wins it, cool. And if he doesn't, I'm okay with that too. But I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think so.
See, I've always been a big Cena fan. I think he's got probably the best mic skills of
This generation for sure.
this generation for sure. One of the best mic skills of all time. Thank you, Kenneth. One of the best mic skills of all time. So I've always been a big fan of his. Never been a huge fan of his movies or anything, but as far as a wrestler, I think he's one of the greatest of all time. So I would like to see him get the 17th, personally. Whether he does, whether he feels like he deserves to have more than Ric Flair is probably going to be what it comes down to, whether he says he wants it or not. But I think if he wants the 17th title, they fucking owe him the 17th title.
I agree with that, but I also am a firm believer in that all wrestling promotions need to acknowledge all of Flair's title wins. That way it's not just the 16th title. Now, in WWE terms, great story. But everybody knows that there's 5 NWA titles that WWE, for whatever fucking reason, doesn't recognize on Ric Flair to actually make him a 21-time world champion. So that's not taken away from Ric Flair, so to speak, as far as a professional wrestling career. Because he's always going to be the 21-time world heavyweight champion. It's just WWE's mentality of making him a 16-time for whatever fucking reason. And I've looked. I can't figure out why they struck 5 of his 7 NWA titles. off the record. It makes no sense to me.
Do you think they only count the WCW ones?
No, because 2 of those NWAs were before WCW took over.
Okay. So
They
they
count the one in the cage with Harley Race.
Okay.
That was back in '84.
Yeah.
And they count the title win after that one before Crockett took over.
That's fucking retarded.
Ain't it? But the ones from like 77 to 82, they don't count. I don't know if that's a Vince
Do they
thing.
not count the WCW one?
Yeah, that's part of the 20. Part of the
16 is the WCW
Yes.
ones, but only 2 of the 7 in NWA. I got it.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Getting back to what y'all were talking about as being a Cena fan, I wasn't a fan of him until he went away, and I was able to appreciate it. Because during his prime, from 2005 to 2012, let's say, that's me at 15 to 22. That feels like I'm getting that shit shoved down my throat, and I don't appreciate that shit. I want that shit to be natural and organic. The same reason the first time they tried to get Roman Reigns over as a main eventer, it didn't fucking work because it was getting shoved down our face.
Well, see, I'm in a different age bracket than you fuckers. All right,
You old motherfucker.
I'm definitely in the different age bracket than y'all. So when I was in
2005.
those years,
Yes.
he was still the Doctor of Thugonomics. And I loved that.
Yes.
And then when you're talking about him being shoved down our face as a baby face, I think I had young kids at that point. So I was fine.
So about 2006 on, you were good with that forced babyface run, because
Yeah, she was.
Doctor of Thugonomics was late 2002 to the beginning of 2005 before he put out his rap album, which, by the way, is one of the best albums ever. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I just think that if you, my oldest was born in 08, so he hadn't become stale yet.
But that was like right there that you're
Right.
you're getting it forced down your throat kind of deal.
So I was pretty much okay with that. I would have liked to have seen a heel turn also, but
I'm not even saying, a heel turn per se. I was okay with it, but just make it more organic. Don't force it down my throat.
Yeah. I mean, I was still a big fan of his when
That's what she said.
I was still a
funny man.
I was still a big fan of his when he was rocking the baseball jersey and still rapping. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I still watch that promo when Big Show and Edge and Lita and Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels were in the ring.
That's when it was feeling more natural, though. Like when he first came over on the draft.
Yeah.
Those first 6-7 months, everything felt natural. But once Vince figured out he's making me a fuck ton of money, I need to put him front and center for everything, that's when it started feeling forced. Especially after WrestleMania 22.
Yeah, and I think most of that, I think everything beyond 2012 was Vince wanting him to stay baby, because he was all for the heel turn.
Yeah, because he went on Chris Van Vliet and basically said the first Rock Cena match at 28. Yeah, 28, because I was Hell in a Cell with Triple H and Undertaker. He already had a full track mastered up. He got new gear made up. He pulled out his old boots, and he basically was going to be the complete opposite of babyface John Cena. Like, he was all for it. But last minute, Vince shot that shit down.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit, because I want to hear that track.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the master's out there somewhere. I don't care if it's on the dark web or what. Fucking find it, send it to us. I will pay money.
All right, guys. I think we've outlived our welcome for tonight. Would you like to do the pleasantries?
I fucking guess. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget this coming Thursday night is Talking Shit. It is the first show of 2025. It's still going to be a little bit of emotion. We got a little bit of carryover from last Talking Shit into this Talking Shit on both accounts. I found out some shit I haven't told you yet. I'll tell you off air as soon as we get off.
Yeah.
So I want to go ahead and get that out the way so we can have 2025 be a good fucking year for everybody involved. Do not forget the live watch along for Raw Netflix here, HSP live 8 Eastern, 7 Central. If you want to help us with the pizza money, please send it to the fucking Cash App. And don't forget.
I'm sure you're doing a live watch along also, Edgar, but if you're not, you can hop on and hang with us.
Yeah, appreciate the invite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do something like that if my stream doesn't get shut down. If it does, I'll join y'all.
Well, there's no way that we're gonna show it. We're gonna, hopefully everyone watching will have it on their TV and we can all, react to it.
But live watch along reaction. Kind of like how a lot of the podcasts today do the watch alongs, like Eric Bischoff, Jeff Jarrett, all that shit. We'll just have our audio run and they can watch it themselves. And do not forget, next Tuesday night, we will be right back here. Same time, same people, same beautiful motherfuckers. Dark Cordz, Draven Grimes, Edgar from Snug Wrestling. Speaking of Snug, my guy, plug your shit.
Yeah, find me on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, on YouTube. I'm everywhere on Facebook. I'm on Christian Mingle and OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. But
no,
yeah, Snug Wrestling. Check me out. New episode came out today and yesterday. I'm putting out like 4 episodes a week, y'all. So check me out. Snug Wrestling. Thank you.
Hey, everybody out there, if you're subscribed to us, subscribe to him. Let's get his numbers pumped up there. I want him to be at least 20,000 by the time WrestleMania hits. Let's make that shit fucking happen, my guy.
Absolutely.
And let's see, we did that. Don't forget all the social media platforms for Snug as well as us. Ours is at Heel Shit Podcast. His is at Snug Wrestling on all social media podcasts. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know all of them at this point. And let's not forget, last but not least,
the merch
is beautiful. We have... Fuck, I forgot what we got. We got Heel Shit Podcast merchandise. We got the Forbidden Kingdom merchandise. We got the retro Draven Grimes. We got the retro Dark Cordz. We got the new Dark Cordz merchandise. You know what? This is the last week I'm doing that. It's been out for about a month now. This is the last time you get the new Dark Cordz merchandise. But coming in the next 3 weeks, we will have new Forbidden Kingdom merchandise on sale. It's going to be fucking amazing. And the Fuck Logan Paul and the Paul Watcher and everything else there on the Streamlabs merch site. Go buy our shit.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Sorry we went a little long tonight, but we had a lot of people join at 8:40, so we went a little longer for some folks.
Yeah.
So, for Draven Grimes and Edgar from Snug Wrestling, I'm Dark Cordz. This has been Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. Peace.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Bitches.
Cool. Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always looking to turn heads